Back in September, the Colts lost a blowout in their first game against the Black Knights. Can London finish the sweep? The answer comes your way next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at the Londoners as they get ready here. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. Here's Carter now on the return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Not much there, only a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Eluding the pressure right. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now a play fake here on first down. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And this one is right through. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Three 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. K'Lavon Chaisson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Now a look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. We'll check on his status when we get back. And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And out will come the offense as they take over. London about set to take over on offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 40. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. LaVista Chenault with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Black Knights are able to widen their advantage. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a somewhere. Drive as they have to punt this one away.
.43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On play action, they'll throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. On first down, Garoppolo. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. K'Lavon Chaisson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. He dumps this off to Mack. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball, and if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 53. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin out in Houston. And it's the Texans out in front as that one is just about to halftime. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown reception. From there, let's get to Philadelphia as we check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they trail in their ball game at halftime to the visiting Carolina Panthers. The Panthers seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, on the other side, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Both teams making their final adjustments. We're closing in on the second half. And for the call, let's get you back over to London, where we rejoin Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Well, the Colts ready to go to work to start the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Garoppolo now. This to the outside for Mack. Just a gain of a couple there. And just like that, it's third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Second and 1. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll rifle this one deep right side. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50 tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away this timing.
And, oh, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That'll be caught right side. Chenault with it. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Back to throw now on first down. And he's got his big tight end here. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They'll look to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. Laviska Chenault, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Black Knights are able to stretch out their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
So they're able to throw it in for the two-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it. Yeah,
you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Well, the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. He finds his man complete. It's Crawford. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Welcome back now here in London. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He finds his man complete. It's Crawford. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. On 4th down, Joe Judge makes the decision. They're going for it. They'll run for it. This is Mack. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first.
And now Garoppolo lost the football, and it'll be a turnover. This is going the other way.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. To Chenault on the slant. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And now they're in the hurry-up. They go play action here on first down. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And they'll go again with Etienne. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway. Because
touchdown! Laviska Shenault. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Black Knights are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. The extra point up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. So this drive spans 7 plays. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Mack. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. He finds his man complete. That's Crawford. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Garoppolo. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, seem to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown's going on the board against them. Of course, they want to.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the home team here, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.